Hey there, Tracy here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you these fun little craft fair project, little, not tablets, but little notebooks that you can decorate with Not Too Shabby products from the new box of the month for September. So let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so welcome back. And today I'm going to show you how I made this little booklet. But first I'm going to go ahead and unbox my Not Too Shabby box. Now, I already took it out of the box, obviously, because I had to make something with it. But first of all, you get a sampler pack of our pre-made card fronts. And this pack is gorgeous. I can tell you right now, some of these images are going directly into junk journals because they are so beautiful and I don't want to give them away. So we've got this beautiful little teacup scene or mug scene. We've got this floral with the coffee mugs, so grungy. I absolutely love it. This probably my favorite. I can't really pick a favorite. They're all absolutely awesome because kind of this one's my favorite too. All that texture on there. Yeah, I'm all over that. This beautiful little coffee shop scene. So cute. Love it. And then an actual cup of coffee. I guess a latte you would call it. And back to the beginning. So I can't say whether you'll get the exact same in the sampler pack, but that is the sampler pack. Now I have the Coffee and Books Volume 2 ephemera and the Coffee and Books Volume 2 paper. And I've put them into my little sleeves so they're easier for me to get to. And so we've got these little brown, almost chocolate looking hearts. And then coffee and treats in a very dark brown. And then we have coffee and more treats in kind of a rust color with some little handwriting in the background and little truffles. And then just plain coffee beans, which is great. We have this lovely little coffee mark sheet, and then coffee and books and muffins. And then we have this retro looking sheet. And I know myself, I'll be cutting a lot of these out just because they're so cool. And then on the flip side, we've got just some brown polka dot, which also is very lovely. Wasn't it Pretty Woman had a brown polka dot dress? We've got some more coffee beans and more coffee and treats on a cream colored background with looks like pastries. That's I'm all over those. Then we have a dark brown coffee, and this probably is my favorite. It's sort of a grungy looking coffee bean mist, and I absolutely adore it. So I'll lay out the ephemera for you so you can see what's there, and then we'll move on to the next paper pad and ephemera pack. So here's all the ephemera that comes in the pack. Some of them are duplicated, and some of them are not. So yeah, it just depends. But these are nice muted colors, very beautiful. I absolutely love this color palette. I've got two of these little girls. I've got two of a couple of the chairs. And this is the ephemera pack for that. So let's go ahead and jump into the next, which is my absolute favorite, pumpkin spice latte. Not to say that I love pumpkin spice latte, because no. But I absolutely adore this color range. This is kind of my jam, you know, rust colors, orange colors, and blue and greens. So we've got these lovely little coffee cups, and this is what we're using today. And then on the back side, a nice watercolor sheet. We've got the watercolor kind of checkers, and then the watercolor cups. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Cups and pumpkins. And then on the back side, ooh, yummy. I absolutely love that. Then we've got this kind of watercolor plaid, and we've got a little bit of leaves. And we've got pumpkins and coffee cups on kind of a gray background, and then another kind of watercolor abstract, and then some more plaid and beautiful blues with coffee cups and leaves. Okay, and here's the ephemera pack, and oh, I love this ephemera. I love little coffee machine, little apron, all of it. Just, this is probably going to be, as far as beauty goes, because there's some ones that have super high cuteness, but as far as beauty goes, it's probably going to be my all-time favorite. just absolutely love the colors here. So, and I'll have everything listed in the description box below because it went by too fast for me to read you the name of it. And so we've got the stamp set here. This is the 6x8 stamp set. And it's got all kinds of great sentiments and fabulous imagery. And then here's the 6x6, and we'll be using this one today. So it's called Books, Coffee, and Bliss, I think. We've got all kinds of neat images. Sentiment's perfect for just about everything. And you can see that I've already used one of them. So those are the stamp sets, and then let's go ahead and get on with our project. So here's the first one I did, and it holds a gift card in the back, and it's just a little notebook that you can hang, you know, from your handbag or whatever. And these notebooks are mini composition books. You get 3 in a pack. I got them at the dollar store back when the dollar store was just $1. And I came across them the other day, and I thought, oh my goodness, this would make such a neat craft fair project and gift. So I have Starbucks gift cards. I just don't know where they are. So I put my spent O'Reilly's gift card. So I'm going to take the 6x6 paper, and I'm going to cut it down to 3x3, or not 3x3, but 3x6. And then this is roughly close to 4.5, just a little bit under, but I'll cut it a little bit bigger than I need. And this right there is just a little under 3 inches, so I'm only going to glue it to the binding. So I'll cut this in 2 at 3x3, and then I'll cut it just roughly 4.5. You can trim it down, and that's what we'll be doing. And then I'll save these 2 pieces because they can still be used. And friends, you can decorate the inside too. So all I'm going to do is just line up the bottom and the side there, and I'm going to open out the little booklet. And I'm going to add liquid glue all the way up to that spine, all the way around, all the way to the edge. I do want it to mush out a little bit so that I've got good coverage. And I'm just going to lay this and line it up with the very bottom and line it up with that spine and burnish it down really well so I can make sure that that glue is all spread out. And the glue I'm using, by the way, is my bookbinding glue, the Linaco PVA glue. So once that's all down, I can trim off the excess. I mean, you can measure these precisely if you want to, but I am just not very precise. And then I trim off the straight lines too, and then I round the corners. And I just round them to match what's on the little notebook. And there's the front. We're going to do exactly the same thing to the back. Just make sure that it's not upside down, so I open out my little book. So we'll do this one on camera. I'll do another one off camera, and then we'll have a set of 3, and then you could even make a fun little box to put them in if you wanted to have it as a box set for somebody. But this is just a fabulous little gift for anybody in your life that's a coffee lover. Maybe even if they don't love coffee, just because they're so cool. All right, wipe my glue off here and do a little trimming. And I'm going to wipe that excess glue off the edge there too, just so that when I cut it with my scissors, my scissors don't get stuck as much. And I am using some non-stick scissors. So we'll go ahead and trim this excess off, and then round these corners. And there it's done. You could leave it there if you wanted to, but no, we're going to do some decorating, and we are going to cover the spine. So I am going to edge this with just a little bit of vintage photo ink, and I don't mind if it gets on the paper. In fact, I kind of want it to. Give it that little bit of an antique look. And so the tricky part here is to try and find paper, and I'm using a solid color paper that is thin enough that it'll bend around nicely without making a bunch of crinkles. So I'm going to trim this down to right about the 4.5 inch mark, and then I'm going to trim it down to 2.5. I'm going to take the 2.5 inch piece, and that's going to go around the spine and also create our little pocket. So I'm going to add glue to the spine. I'm going to first just edge this part right here. I'm not going to edge the rest until I get it glued down. I'm going to add glue to the spine right up to the mark, and all over it, just on the front side. Then I'm going to lay my piece of paper down. I'm going to line it up at the bottom again. And of course, try not to get schmutz on yours. I got some on mine. That's typical me. And then I'm just going to put something heavy on that. You want to let that dry. So once that's dry, I can trim off this excess, and I don't cut very straight if I don't have a line to follow, so you could make a mark. But you want to just kind of coax your paper around. Don't just flip it over. Kind of coax it like you saw by laying it down on your surface. And then I'll use my bone folder to kind of get that nice and neat. And then any excess I can see, I'll trim off. And then I'm going to use a corner rounder just to kind of make sure everything matches up. And I'm using the 10mm side because that seems to be what the bends are. And then I'll go ahead and ink this part up. And I'll ink up the spine here. And you could do this on the front side too, but I thought it was fun to do it on the back. And now I'm going to add glue to the spine area and then just up the sides. Just like so. Bend it around. Make sure it's secure. And then I'm going to secure it. You could put something heavy on it too. I'm going to secure it with these little clips and just kind of leave it lay here with that secured until it dries. But meanwhile, I can still decorate the front. So here you can see I put a little doily. I'm going to do something different here. I've got this little textured paper, and I'm just going to tear sort of an organic shape in it. Simple tearing. You could use an old box. This is some paper that already comes like this, but you could tear apart one of your Amazon boxes too. So don't fret. This can be a super cheap project. So I'm going to glue that down right here. And in fact, if you tore apart a box, it would be probably a little bit grungier looking. Meh, it's up to you. I'm going to glue that down right about in the center. And then remove my clips. Make sure everything's all nice, dry, and flat. Now I'm going to make a hole in this, and in order to do this, you're going to need a large crocodile, and then I'm going to need to make a mark on both sides. So if you don't have one, you can skip the hole entirely, or you could just do the hole in the front cover. But I'm measuring in about 1/4 of an inch and making a mark, because what I'm going to have to do with my crocodile is flip it a couple of times in order to get it all the way through. And I'm sure it will cut through that, but I just don't have the strength. So, and you can't see, but I'm aiming for that hole, and I'm going to press it with all my might, both hands. Come on. It won't go all the way. So I'm going to flip it over, and that's why I made a mark on the other side, so that I can have a hole on both sides. And then I'll flip it back over and put it directly back in that same hole, and it should give. There we go. Now we've got our hole. Again, you can completely skip that. But if you have one of those monster crocodiles, I would go for it. All right, let's find some ephemera for this. And yep, love this one. Okay, so we're going to have the sweatered coffee mug that's sitting on a blanket. And I'm going to go ahead and edge this too, because I don't want it white. But guess what, friends? Surprise! I didn't cut off the excess white. I usually do, but I didn't in this case, because I want to show you don't have to. I know that there's those of you out there who are hashtag anti-fussy cut. So you don't have to do that. You can still make it go nicely. I just didn't really want any white. So I'm going to glue that down, set something heavy on it, and let that glue dry since it's on a kind of a bumpy surface. There we go, come on. Put my glue away and move right along. And through the magic of the internet, it's going to be dry, or dry enough that it's not going to move around on me. So now I need a sentiment. And you don't have to do a sentiment. You can leave it off. But I'm going to do a sentiment here. And I'm going to do this one here. I'm going to do it on the leftover green paper that I had. And I am definitely going to get out my mini Misty, because I just almost never stamp, especially with a new stamp, without it. So I want to have that kind of in the middle because I want to be able to cut around it. I want to make it into what looks like kind of a sign. And I think I will stamp this out with some brown. I'm going to grab my VersaFine Clair and Pine Cone. And there, that's perfect. Just clean off my stamp a little bit. The first one I did, I stamped with some stays on it, and it kind of stained my stamp, which is completely expected. But this one I decided to do with this because this is a flat paper, a matte paper. The first one that I stamped was the backside actually of the decorator paper that I used. And so it's a little bit on the shiny side. So I decided it would probably be best to use some stays on so that the ink dries for me right away. Because I have some brown stays on. Anyway, I digress. I'm going to trim this down, leaving some room on the sides because I want to use my little punch to get that sort of sign-looking effect. If you don't have a punch, you can skip this. You can leave it straight. But I've got this fancy schmancy little punch that I got on Amazon. Listen, friends, I love punches. If I could get my hands on more, I would. They're kind of expensive, though. More expensive than dies, but they're easier, too. And then I'm just going to go ahead and glue that sentiment right down to the little booklet. Just slip it up underneath a little bit. Yeah, it's not perfectly straight. So then I had that leftover piece. I made a little ticket. Ticket can go in the pocket or whatever, and then you can put your gift card in the pocket. Or anything you want in the pocket, $20, whatever. So I'm getting out my little jewels here, my little charms. And I'm going to select a charm for this. I don't have any coffee charms. I guess I probably need to remedy that. But I think I might use a little feather. Yeah, we'll use a little feather. That'll be fine. Little leaves would be good. Little coffee, none at all. Yeah, it's up to you. And I've got this little tiny paper clip. And then I've got this ball chain stuff. This is some Tim Holtz stuff. But you can find this stuff, at Walmart. And I'm going to grab a piece that I think is the right size. I'm going to use my little die trimmer to cut that off. And I'm going to put its little attacher on. And I'll put it through the hole. And then I'm going to try and get my leaf in onto that paper clip. Just like so. And then thread it through that little attacher and attach it together. And this little booklet is done. So like I said, I'll do the next booklet off camera. So kind of fun. You could hang it off your handbag or whatever. So there's two. Let's get the third one. All right. So here I've got the third one, and I've made a little tag out of that excess paper, and I've changed the placement, and I forgot to put my sentiment on, so we'll do that here in a minute. So I've got a little bee, and I've got these little coffee cups, and I've got a little tag that I made. So before you give me a thumbs up, let me get that sentiment down on here. And I'll do that off camera too, because, yeah, we're about out of time here. There we go. And I did a thank you one there. So there's 3 booklets. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up. I have everything listed in the description box below that you would need to make this project. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing, leaving me a thumbs up, doing me a, what are those things called? A boost? No, I don't know. You'll see it. You'll see it anyway. And hit that notification bell so you get notified every time that I go live or upload a video. Bye-bye.